Oh, hello there and welcome back to my channel. I am Georgina, the Honest Vocal Coach. So it is Wednesday morning and you join me in my shop. I sell haberdashery, crystals, antiques and a lot of yarn and crochet. Now, the reason I'm here is I work on Wednesdays in my shop. So as you know, it was the Eurovision semi-final one last night and I was so excited, sat in my front room with a glass of red wine, enjoying the entire show. Now, standout moments before we get into this was the vocals of Azerbaijan. That left me with my mouth dropped open like, is this what they sound like live? Oh my goodness. Also, bit disappointed with Spain. I expected a lot more from the staging. And also the outcome. Who went through and who didn't go through. Belgium didn't go through. What? What? And Estonia went through. Why? Why? As I do every single year, I have made loads of notes about the show last night. So let's work our way through all of the performances for semi-final one. Beginning with the performance, it was beautiful. There's always an opening performance for Eurovision and it was so good. The fact that they slotted a little bit of tattoo in there, and there was also a little bit of Nemo's The Code slotted in with the melodies, it was genius. There were probably more little bits of songs from previous Eurovision slotted in that I missed. The choreography was beautiful, the vocals were beautiful. It was a really nice opening number. Our presenters for the evening were Hazel, the blonde lady, and Sandra, the brown-haired lady. That's just how I remembered it. One was a comedian and the other one a Eurovision legend. I think they did okay, the presenters, but I did find the comedian a little bit kind of mechanical, and I didn't get a lot of sort of charisma and personality come through from her. Maybe she's a sort of dry humour kind of comedian, but at moments I kind of didn't connect with her. And also later on in the show, there was one filling moment just before the voting and she really had to pad. She was asking everybody all sorts of questions. Estonia, who was so unhelpful answering the questions. One of the people sat next to Estonia's singer looked so depressed and so bored, like she didn't want to be there. She had the most straightest face that I've ever seen. Let's go into the performances themselves. So, 69th year of Eurovision, we kicked off with Iceland. I said no queue and they went through. Everybody has been saying it's the Icelandic Jedward, and I completely agree. Very similar in terms of their sort of bubbly personality. The up-tempo number felt very Jedward, to be quite honest. For me, really disappointed with the vocals, and for those of you that are watching this recap who haven't seen my previous videos on the rehearsals and also the first time I've reacted to these songs, I'm going to add a little bit more information in. So the song itself is about sailing away on a boat. It's literally just that. It's super simple and it's kind of melancholy, so the music doesn't really fit the lyrics that well. I like the choreography where they're in a boat and they're doing this and they're kind of moving about on the boat. That's kind of fun. The choreography is quite fun in general. The outfits, it kind of look like, I don't know, something space age and futuristic that didn't really look like sailors to me. So that particularly didn't really gel. But the vocals, these two guys, great entertainers, but definitely not singers. On the original, they are auto-tuned to heck. I mean, there's literally so much tuning on there to correct things. But of course, at Eurovision, we can't do all that. So that their vocals, they really showed. And to be fair, not very good. It's this age-old thing. You're either a performer or you're a vocalist. And there's no, there's no horribleness in that. We're not putting down anyone who have got weak voices. If they're great performers, then that's great. We're creating a performance. But me, being the honest vocal coach, the vocals matter to me, and unfortunately Iceland's vocals, not so good. Okay, moving on to Poland, number 2. I said Q, and yes, they did. They qualified. Great song, so powerful. The thing that stands out the most for this performance is the moments where she sustains her vocal and she's either spinning or she's hanging from her hands doing those high notes. And there's another one where I think she's doing this kind of move while she's turning around doing those sustained notes. Superb. When I originally saw this, I actually thought that it could be lip synced or she was singing with help, but she isn't. I met her in Manchester early this year. Beautiful lady, very, very humble and hardworking, and she was lovely. And we had a bit of a giggle about the fact I said she can't be doing that. She's not doing that. She's not doing it. She's not. She is. She absolutely is, and she deserves all the praise for those incredible vocals. I did notice she seemed a little bit out of time at the beginning of the song for the first verse and chorus, so that could have been an inner ear issue, just sort of bedding into the sound. The fire tiger sort of look of the staging, that was really good. And as I've already said, it is very much about those long sustained notes, and that's the thing I'm going to be remembering most from that performance. Right, number 3. I'll probably get lost in the numbers if I'm honest, so we'll just grab the number. Slovenia, I said no Q, and it was a no Q. Now, beautiful voice, beautiful. The concept of the song, excellent. Singing about his wife who has a rare cancer and how she is working through that. I think it's a beautiful concept for a song, but unfortunately it was a bit ploddy, a bit sleepy, a bit boring. Sorry, it just was. It was better live. I did connect with him better when I watched the performance live as opposed to the original sort of videos and things. But it's still, there was something missing. I think the melody or the speed of it or something like that, it just wasn't up to being a qualifier. Oh, and I don't quite understand why it was upside down. Was that it turned his life upside down and that's why it was turned upside down and the song upside down? If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. Oh, and at the end of the performance, when his wife comes on stage, that's a beautiful moment. It's so very lovely. Right, Estonia up next. I really don't like Estonia's performance. It's supposed to be a novelty kind of fun song, but there's something about him that I can't connect with. And I think that the song, although it's catchy, I don't understand why it qualified. I really don't. His live vocals last night, proper average. The spoken bits, not so bad. But when it came to the actual choruses, not so good at all. You could tell by the technique, he's not really a singer. Also, there's a moment where a fan runs on stage, but I think it was actually a setup. It wasn't really a fan runs on stage. I think it's part of the performance because the security guards, they know what they're doing. She's got the moves down, so it's not a real stage invasion. It's a planned stage invasion. And I thought the whole staging for that was just awful. No. I've actually put dreadful on my list from last night. Although I did have a glass of red wine, so bear in mind my honesty might be a little bit more honest than normal. Right, next up, Spain. This was really disappointing for me. It's a really good song. She is so beautiful. Her vocals are excellent. But in the first time I saw the song, there was everything thrown at it. From this incredible lift and a throne on stage and pyrotechnics and hairography and all these things. It just didn't live up to that in the final last night. It just didn't. It felt like there was something a little bit missing. I thought the black and white at the beginning of the performance, in terms of the sort of imagery, I thought that was really clever because it kind of drew you into the performance. Oh, and the curtains. Why? Why? Was the curtains there to set up the steps just behind? And they dropped the curtains and then the steps appeared? I thought that was kind of pointless. Why bother with the curtains? Just bring the steps on. The curtains kind of made it a different feel altogether, and I didn't think it worked. Oh, and, sorry, I'm just checking my notes. There's this sound in the song which is so good, like whoop, whoop, whoop. I've tried to write it down, but that's brilliant. I love that. It's got this, it just gets you in the chest. So overall, unfortunately, the performance was a little bit underwhelming. Right, Ukraine! Pretty good song. I thought that it would queue. It did queue. But there's a moment at the end of the show where he kind of looks up at the camera like, what was that for? What was he peed off about? Why was he like, yeah, we knew we'd qualify? Was it that, or was it something else? Was it a character? Was he, I don't know. Was he trying to show a persona of some sort? If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. It just came across a little bit rude, like, yeah, of course we're going to qualify. What? Yeah, that was just a little bit off for me. I think this song's a bit of a hit or miss. It is a Marmite kind of song. Some people are going to like it, some people not. It's very fairy tale, storytelling. I didn't like the imagery of the cartoon effect. I think it was either a cartoon or something like that. If you look at filters on Logic Pro or Adobe or whatever, that's what it kind of felt like it was, with this glowy kind of halo cartoon kind of effect. I don't know why that was used. I don't really see how it changed anything. Oh, and her head voice, the girl that was doing the high vocals, fantastic. His vocals, way better than rehearsals. Quite often he was missing those vocals. We're not missing them, not transitioning from his registers properly to get the right quality of tone. But in last night's performance, nailed it completely. Oh, and finally, the little light that he had in his chest at the end, I thought that was so cute. Right, on to Sweden, potential winner. I will put potential winner when we get there. Sweden, potential winner. Very strong, characterised song. I think it feels a bit novelty for us in the UK, but sauna is very, very important to people in Sweden, Finland, etc. It's kind of a way of life for them. I think it's really fun. The choreography is brilliant. The vocals are brilliant. This is definitely a potential winner. Super catchy. I put that it's going to qualify, and it did. Okay, up to Portugal. I put no queue, and it queued. It qualified. I don't get it. I don't get why that one qualified. Definitely Belgium deserved to qualify more than Portugal. And I'm never talking about the countries themselves. I'm talking about the songs. They're just from Portugal or Belgium. So I don't hate Belgium. I don't hate Portugal. So Portugal, very laid back vocals, very chilled out song. But it does have lots of inspiration from other artists. It felt like the Beatles for me. It felt like many, many different kind of artists all rolled into one. It was a very sort of melody heavy, but the overall performance of it, bit obvious, band on stage, okay, but the vocals were so laid back. It's definitely one of those background kind of nice songs that you put on to just mellow out and chill.
There's a fire growing too.
Norway. I'm really pleased for Norway that they qualified. I said that they would. Now, he's such a nice guy. Again, someone else I met earlier this year in Manchester. There is a video. Feel free to go and check it out. Really nice guy. Very strong performance. The vocals were fantastic. The agility was great. The staging was excellent. The dancers were excellent. Absolutely deserved to go through. Good use of flames. And there's a really sticky moment where there is a presenter on the turquoise carpet asking them, saying, what is the song about? And they're making fun of the song almost, and it wasn't funny. Because he said, actually, it's about my mum. And the presenter was like, oh. Yeah, the presenter, unfortunately, was trying to be funny and got it wrong a lot that day. So sorry, presenter, but the vibe was wrong. Not for the... Well, I know you were trying to be funny and keep it light-hearted, but it came across as a bit rude. Especially the moment where you said about the microphone, a performer not being able to hold a microphone. What? Let's not. Let's be funny, but light-hearted, not funny and rude. It didn't come across very well. Love the middle eight as well on this song. So soft. And as the vocals build, it's great. And the yeah, that is fantastic. Next one was Belgium, which I thought would qualify and didn't. What a shame. Strong song, but what really let it down was the vocals. The very first performance I ever saw, the vocals were absolutely spot on. But this time, they just weren't hitting the mark. There was something missing. Red Sebastian used lookalikes, which I thought was quite a nice idea. Everything was red. Those transitions from the different octaves I thought was super clever, but it just didn't come off live, unfortunately. There was something missing from this performance, which is possibly why it didn't go through, because I thought it had huge potential to get through, but on the night, not strong enough. Italy qualifier, obviously Big Five's going to get through anyway. Fairy tale song, very pretty, lovely vocals, good concept, nice use of captions and subtitles. I thought that was really good. They did that a few times throughout the night. It feels very Elton, very David Bowie, kind of 60s. There's this real storytelling element to it. Simple, yet really effective staging. Very good. Azerbaijan. Now, I really like this song. The video is so funny. It's like a comedy video. It just made me really chuckle. I like the song. It's good. And I thought it would qualify, but it didn't. And I kind of get why it didn't qualify. The first 10 seconds of him singing, I was literally, is this what you sound like live? What an unusual voice. What an unusual voice. I think the whole world were kind of stunned by that. Like, huh? Really obvious staging. Just a band set up on the stage, dancing to the camera. Was kind of it. So, yeah, I can see why it didn't qualify. Which is a shame, because the song is really good. But the vocals were just a bit unusual, let's say. I even wrote last night, oh heck, can I change my mind? No cue. Oh, and a really lame ending. It just ends. There's no like drum fill or something. It just stops. It had a really boring, bland ending. San Marino went through. I didn't think it would. But again, I do understand this from the live performances. I get it. Belgium wasn't great on the night. Also, Azerbaijan wasn't great on the night, even though they had the potential to be really good. So San Marino, limited to what they could do. DJ, 2 singers. What can you do with the staging on that? But the song's really, really catchy. I don't think it's strong enough to win. Not at all. But they kind of did deserve to go through. Oh, and why weren't we allowed to see the singer's eyes? Why? I don't know what the masks were for. If anybody knows, let me know. Okay, Albania. I'm so pleased that they brought that they brought the level of makeup down again. In the rehearsal, the makeup was so much it lost her natural beauty. So the fact that there was less makeup for the final, way better. She looked gorgeous. There's a Kate Bush element, a Susie and the Banshees element of her, and I think she's great. The song is strong, but don't really need the guy. Sorry. I don't think the song needs the guy part. It would have been perfectly adequate with just her. Now, I think that might be the downfall of the song, because it's a high up song for me, this one. I think it's in the top 10, but that is probably going to bring it down just a little bit. Thought this would qualify. It did. Netherlands. Now, I thought that this was qualifying. It did. The video's great. The concept of the little boy version of him, really good. The delicate, velvety, chocolatey, melted chocolate kind of vocals are beautiful, but I didn't feel it when they were on stage. The staging wasn't good enough. The looking in the mirror at the end of a child and the people around him and the spinning, no, that just didn't work for the song for me. I did think it was a potential top 5, but I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. They did simplify the choreography a little bit for him though, which was good. He can dance, which is fantastic, but he couldn't sing and dance that well as we learnt from the rehearsal process. Unfortunately, it's gone down in my estimation, and the singing did let it down. Croatia! I put no Q. It was a no Q. It was just a really weird song. Again, a bit Marmite. Some people were going to get it, some people were not. Now, I actually think the elements of the song are really strong. The dark, kind of mysterious, edgy parts of the song, brilliant. But when they do the childlike, almost like we're watching a slasher movie, hated that bit. Hated it. Take that out, it would have been a much better song. The acoustic version of this is fantastic. Now, the singer themselves, such a good singer. Just the song wasn't. It was okay, but it was never going to qualify in my eyes. Switzerland, few technical problems. I think it was the imagery, trying to follow them round, because it was supposed to be one shot. But there was a bit of a technical glitch, didn't quite work out. But I loved how intimate it was. How you just get her and this light on one side of her face. The delicate vocals really came through. I didn't know if they would, but they absolutely did. And the moment where she spins and you can see the audience all with their phones and lights. So lovely. The whole song actually left me going, ah. Do you know what I mean? I lost my heartbeat. Right, so we're getting to the end now. Cyprus. I know this is a long video, but there's a lot to say. There's so much I haven't covered. So do go back to my previous videos to catch up before we get to the next semi-final tomorrow. I might have to go out and buy some more red wine. Right, so finishing off with Cyprus. I thought this might be the dark horse in the competition. Didn't feel it at the beginning. Didn't understand what it was shushing about. I thought the video was a bit weird. And I just couldn't get into the song. And then I saw the rehearsals and thought, oh my God, you know, all of these arms and the moving pieces of scaffolding and the dancing. I thought, yeah, this is good. But unfortunately, they didn't qualify. I actually said it's not going to qualify, but the rehearsals could have changed my mind. Could have, but didn't. I did think that the vocals were okay, but lacking emotion. That was the big deal for me with this one. Vocals were all right, but I couldn't engage with them. I couldn't just connect. I think that was the issue with Netherlands as well. I couldn't connect with them, and that's so important, that the singer is likable and you can feel the emotion in the words. Right, so to finish off this video, we're just going to check out who qualified. So let's have a look. We've got Norway, Albania, Sweden, Iceland, Netherlands, Poland, San Marino, Estonia, Portugal, Ukraine, and I've put shame about Belgium at the bottom. You can have a look at my previous predictions. I think I got it mostly right, at least sort of 70%, which is pretty good. But at the end of the day, it was the live performances that made a big difference. You cannot always tell from the recordings, those originally tweaked performances of in some cases, because we don't always get a live performance of some of these songs. Early on we might just have the official video, which has got a lot of tweaking on. For example, this happened with Azerbaijan. We didn't see it live at all until last night, and I thought, yeah, this is great, the video is fun, the vocals are great. When you actually hear them live on the stage, kind of, yeah. So sometimes it's difficult to tell. So as I've already said, I probably didn't cover everything I wanted to cover in this video, but I will be doing a reaction recap to semi-final 2 on Friday, so watch out for that on my channel. And of course I'll be doing a recap of the entire grand final as well. It would be lovely if you got involved in my comments down below, and I have a vlog. The link is in the description. See you soon. Bye, loves.